Late start because the sophomore game went till about 7:10, and they had some extra time between games due to Parents' Night. Another note about this ball game: this officiating crew that's here tonight is the top one in the state. Gary Christensen is your referee. Tim Esbeck from Clear Lake is your umpire. The line judge is Craig Snyder. The head linesman is Jeff Trost, and also the back judge is John Bartolo. They are retiring after 38 years of officiating after this year. Gary Christensen, 17 state title games. Craig Snyder, 17 state title games. Tim Esbeck, 15 state title games. Also, Trost and Bartolo, multiple state appearances and state title games. They've been official of the year in football, boys and girls basketball, softball, and baseball. This is a crew that's been together. They're the best in the business, and their final regular season game ever is here in Decorah. And I think it's an honor to have this crew for a game like this between two great programs.
Yeah, referees are probably, they're so, not disrespected, but
thankless job.
Right, thankless job. And, we've seen it earlier in the season, they're out there, no pads on, they're in the middle, the middle of the play, and, they do they don't get replay, especially at the high school level. And so, and I don't know much about this crew, but obviously, when you talk good about a referee crew, that they're really good, and thanks to those guys for their years of service, to bring the game to and let us, if it wasn't for them, us kids wouldn't get to play.
And when you look at just one aspect that doesn't get reported a lot, West Delaware has won the toss, and they will receive and defend the goal to our left. Not a lot of wind out there right now for this ball game, but the fact of the matter is, Zach, one underrated aspect about officials, look at all these hours they spend on the road to and from games, because John Bartolo, the back judge, is from Algona. Gary Christensen from Mason City, and they're at the point in their lives where their kids are all grown, but how much time did they spend away from their own family for the good of other kids? And that's something that it's sometimes difficult to balance, and these guys have obviously done it well, and their families have supported them too, but that's an underrated aspect because they're spending time away from their families for the good of other kids.
And definitely, and more than likely, one of those guys probably had a kid that played on Friday night and probably didn't get to make his game, some Friday night, and that's a huge respect.
Thing.
Yeah, that is very tough. A father of a kid, and you always want to watch them on Friday night when they make that varsity lineup, and not being able to be there and umpiring another game, I'm sure it's hard, and so my hat's off to these guys. As we know, they'll be top notch tonight, and wish them luck with whatever they do next to enjoy their Friday nights.
West Delaware will receive and defend the goal to our left, the west goal here at Viking Stadium. Back deep to receive for West Delaware, Owen Ward averaging 15 yards return, and Kyle Curley averaging 16 yards return. The top kickoff man in the district, Parker Lane, who's averaging 51 yards a kickoff and 2 touchbacks, will kick off from right to left to restart the ball game. Or to actually start the ball game, because we're almost at 10 to 8. Usually going by now, but hey, we're playing football. It's week number 9. Temperature's about perfect. Rain has let up. And away we go with week number 1. It's Decorah and West Delaware. And here is the kick by Parker Lane, coming up to one of the upbacks at the 20-yard line. This is Casey Wagner. He'll run the left side of the 30 to the 35 across the 40 and covered up near the 45-yard line. It was a short kick. Don't know if Parker lost his footing on or what have you there, but Wagner with a pretty nice return of 23 yards in good field position for West Delaware.
Yeah, it looked like Parker's plant foot slipped a little bit on the kickoff, and when you don't get good hang time and in a line drive, it's a potential for disaster.
Left hash mark as West Delaware moves left to right. 1st and 10 from their own 43. Max Ridenauer, the quarterback. To his right, it's Casey Russell. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Give to Russell off the left side. He's across the 45, brought down between the numbers and the hash mark. Far side at the 47-yard line, a gain of 4.
Hopefully that our defensive tackles and down linemen are a bit more prepared tonight for the task at hand. And I know last week we got beat off the ball pretty good by Charles City.
2nd and 6 from the 47 left hash. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Ridenauer in the shotgun, Russell to his right. Ridenauer takes the snap. Lots of time, pumping once, now scrambling to his left. He turns upfield to the 50, the 45. It escapes out of bounds, far side at the Decorah 44-yard line. It is a scramble for a gain of 7 and a first down.
Sean Schindler got a little, too excited there at that defensive end position, got caught inside, and the quarterback got around him. Just stay contained and hold your edge.
1st and 10, 44-yard line, left hash again. Ridenauer takes the snap, gives to Russell, runs the right side, hit by Winter and brought down immediately. The man who made the primary tackle was Sean Schindler, but there's a flag on the far side that actually killed the play. It was the head linesman Craig Snyder saying one of the receivers moved early. It's 1st and 15, back to the Decorah 49. So first penalty of the game on West Delaware. We're a minute into the game, no score. West Delaware on the initial possession of the game. Play being signaled in from the far sideline. Tyler Keeley and Owen Ward to the left side. Sam Maloney and John Nagel to the right. It'll be a pistol set this time with Max Ridenauer and Coy Russell. Football on the left hash. Give to Russell. Sips the defender in the backfield. Doesn't get by Andy Lillegraven, who drags him down at the 48-yard line between the numbers and the hash mark far side. Only a gain of a yard that time. 2nd down upcoming.
Yeah, Andy was very patient there, and he waited to see if the quarterback was going to hand it off on that little veer, and the quarterback ended up handing it off to the running back, and Andy made a nice closing tackle there for a loss.
2nd and 14 from the 48-yard line. Football on the left or far side hash mark. Owen Ward and Sam Maloney to the right side. Wing back right is John Nagel, and off to the left side is Tyler Keeley. Shotgun set. Ridenauer with Russell to his right. Ridenauer pumps once, rolling down to his right side. He'll fire down. Field catch made by Maloney near side at the 35. Slips the defender at the 30 and covered up at the 28-yard line. It was Adam Hovden and Marshall Johnson who brought him down. It's a gain of 20 and a first down for West Delaware.
Yeah, Adam got a little, the quarterback was rolling out of the pocket, got flushed out of the pocket a little bit, and Adam just got a little bit too antsy there at the linebacker position, didn't stay in coverage, thought he could come up and make a tackle on the quarterback, but he's pretty elusive and he's going to make plays in the open field.
Right hash, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Ridenauer takes the snap, has plenty of time under a 4-man rush. Throws the left side, incomplete. He went for Maloney in the left flat near the 25. Andy Lillegraven, if he would have been there a trifle early, would have had a chance at an interception, 2nd down.
Yeah, if he would have been there one step sooner, and he made a nice diving attempt to try and intercept it, but all in all, is an incomplete pass. So
2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Ridenauer in the shotgun, keeps it behind the blocking of Russell left side. Runs to his left to the 25. He's hit near the 23 and brought down right there. Marshall Johnson among the defenders in on the play. Help came from Derek Hendrickson as well. It is a gain of 6, 3rd and 4 upcoming.
Derek Henderson in there for, probably his first start all season at that linebacker position. I know he's gotten some other playing time, but he's going to have a big game tonight at that linebacker position.
No score, 2.5 minutes in, 3rd and 4 from the 22. Ridenauer takes the snap, throws to the left side. It's dropped by Ward in the left flat, covered by Hovden near the 15. It's 4th down. So can the Viking defense bend but not break here? It's 4th and 4 from the 22-yard line. 9:30 to play, first quarter, no score. Left hash mark. Keeley and Ward to the left side. Maloney off to the right. Wing back left is John Nagel. Ridenauer in the gun. Russell to his left. Ridenauer takes the snap, throws to the left side. Knocked away, incomplete. He went for Ward near the 20-yard line. Knocking the football away was Adam Hovden. And it's a 4th down, turnover to Decorah.
Very nice athletic play by Adam Hovden. used proper technique and the right fundamentals. Had the the left hand out in front in the flat pass there and deflected it away. And that's a huge stop on 4th down for the Vikings here early in the game.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Right to left go the Vikings. Dawson Meyer split to the left side. Drake Bauer wing left. Sean Schindler tight end right. Jacob Rohr and Zach Lee will be the backfield tandem, and they're split. Steffen takes the snap, gives off the left side to Zach Lee. He'll fight his way to the 25-yard line, brought down by the middle of that defense. The man making the stop was Kyle McGreen, one of the leading tacklers for West Delaware. 2nd down upcoming. 2nd and 7 from the 25-yard line. Right to left go the Vikings in a scoreless game. Dawson Meyer and Marshall Johnson to the left side. Tight end right, Schindler. Split backs, Rohr and Lee. Steffen under his center. Ben Duggar takes the snap, retreats in the pocket, stops, throws over the middle. Catch made by Schindler across the 40, brought down near left side hash mark at the 44-yard line. Tackle credit will go to Bennett Cole, but it's a gain of 19 and a 1st down.
I don't know if it was the best read by Cole Steffen, but he put it where it needed to be and for the coverage that was there. And as I said earlier, Sean Schindler is probably one of our better receivers, and he made a nice catch there.
1st and 10, 44-yard line. Football towards the left or near side hash mark. Meyer left, Bauer wing left, tight end right is Schindler. Split backs. Pitch goes to Rohr right side, gets a block from Winter, turns upfield and brought down between the numbers and the hash mark, far right side at the 46-yard line. Colin Weber, a 283-pound tackle, brought him down. It's a gain of 2.
Sean Schindler at the tight end position there on that play. I don't think he was supposed to block that guy. He was supposed to let that guy go and get to the next level. I think that kind of held the play up there a little bit.
8-minute mark, 1st quarter. No score. 2nd and 8 from the 46-yard line. Twins left, split backs, tight end right, football on the right hash. Here's give on a delay to Zach Lee, who runs off right tackle, powering ahead up the hash mark and getting inside West Delaware territory to the 49-yard line. It was Colin Weber who brought him down again, a gain of 5 yards.
Good surge up front by the offensive line there. It was just mano and mano, and we had guys moving backwards for West Delaware on the defensive line. And whenever we can have that happen and gain 5 yards, it's going to be a positive play.
3rd and 3 from the 49. Split backs, wing right is Bauer. Tight end left is Schindler. Split right is Meyer. Steffen takes the snap, has time, shuffles off to his left, fires deep down the left side, going for Schindler. He vastly overthrew him, incomplete. Schindler got tangled up a bit with one of the safeties, Matt McMahon, and it's 4th down.
I thought, it looked like he got tripped up there a little bit, but, it probably wasn't a catchable ball anyway.
Which is not a rule at the high school level.
Right. No, I was just saying the pass was overthrown. I wasn't.
Exactly. Just clarifying for those who may be wondering. Zach Lee averaging 33, won a kick. Owen Ward and Tanner Wessels back deep for West Delaware. The snapper is Adam Hovden. It's a low snap. Lee moves forward and gets the kick away, and it's a boomer. Taking the fair catch is Wessels. It bounces at the 3 and rolls into the end zone. So a 49-yard punt, a net of 29, 7-10 mark, 1st quarter. It is a 0-0 game between Decorah and West Delaware. West Delaware will get the football back, moving left to right. So 1 first down for the Vikings, then the drive stalls. West Delaware got 2 first downs on their initial drive of the game, and then a stall as well. West Delaware will send Sam Maloney to the right near side. Wingback right is John Nagel. Owen Ward and Tyler Keeley to the left side. Right now we're in the shotgun. Russell to his right. 4-man front for Decorah. Somebody moved early for West Delaware. Craig Snyder, the head linesman, said one of the receivers got an early start. So 1st and 15 it'll be. Second penalty on West Delaware in as many drives. 7:07 mark, 1st quarter. We got a little bit of a late start, but we're okay. We're all good. Got to say hi to Kyle Christian listening in down in Cedar Rapids tonight, son of the E-Train. So I don't know if we can call him the K-Train or not, but nonetheless, hello, Kyle. 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line. Reinauer takes the snap, and somebody moved early once again. Jeff Trost, the line judge, says an illegal procedure on West Delaware. So West Delaware needing to go towards walk-on, moving towards Cresco right now.
I think that's going to be, a huge key in this game. Penalties and time of possession. I know that's been a huge factor in past games between Decorah and West Delaware's time of possession.
1st and 20 from the 10-yard line. Owen Ward in motion right to left. Zone read looking. Ridenauer keeps it off the left side. Turns it up at the hash mark across the 15. He's to the 20 to the numbers and the 25. Hit by Marshall Johnson and dragged down in front of the West Delaware bench at the 27-yard line. 17 yards on the keeper and a good patient run by Max Ridenauer.
Coach Winkowicz, mentioned it in his pregame interview that, in the past couple weeks here, they've really tried incorporating their quarterback a little bit more in the run game to try, as a double, attack with him and McCoy at the running back position. So obviously it's working for him.
2nd and 3 from the 27. Give to Coy Russell. Runs off the left side. Turns it up at the hash mark. Gets across the 30 and covered up at the 32-yard line. It'll be a first down. Tackle credit will go to Tyler Flack on the play, or so it appeared. A correction, that was Derek Hendrickson on the play. No score. Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter, and West Delaware on their second possession. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. 2 receivers left. Sam Maloney off to the wide, near, or right side. Ridenauer in the shotgun, and Russell to his left. Zone read look. Ridenauer keeps it off the left side. Lost his footing a bit, and Andy Littlegraven assisted in the process of bringing him to the turf at the 36 far side hash. It's a gain of 4.
West Delaware, I think, likes to, run a lot of misdirection, kind of a, not necessarily a veer keep, but same concept with that. Hopefully we can be ready for that.
2nd and 6 from the 36. Pass in the right flat. Incomplete. He went for Maloney near the 40-yard line, the 45-yard line. Dropping back in coverage was Rohr with help from Lane Ralph. It's 3rd down. 3rd and 6 it'll be from the West Delaware 36. We have no score. We're early on in the ball game on Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC and at KDECradio.com. Left hash, 3rd and 6 from the 36. Dropping the throw is Ridenauer. He has all day. He fires deep down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. It was a one-receiver pattern going to Tyler Kelly down the middle. Zach Lee covered it well. It's 4th down.
I was just going to mention that, Darren, that, our pass coverage has been pretty good. Don't give up the deep ball, and, limit yourself to, 10, 12 yards on a pass play, and, really crunch down on the rushing attack, and I think you got a good game plan going.
Ridenauer is also the punter as well as the quarterback, and he boots this one. Zach Lee doesn't catch it, and it's going to hop towards the sideline. Lee picks it up at the 17. He'll dance up the sideline and get to the 23-yard line. So a 47-yard punt, a return of 6. We have no score. We have 5:31 to play here in quarter number 1. Vikes got to start catching those punts. That was a very catchable ball, Zach.
It was a very catchable ball, and it's really unexcusable, really, that we're not catching those. It's dangerous when the ball hits the ground. You don't know what way it's going to bounce, and so you got to be able to catch the ball in the air.
Vikes right to left, football on the right hash. Rohr and Lee in an I formation. Wing right, tight end left, split to the right side is Meyer. Give to Lee, stood up near the line of scrimmage, knocked back from the line of scrimmage. First contact, Colin Weber. Gain of 0, 2nd down as he tried right guard.
71, Colin Weber at the bottom.
2nd and 10 it will be for Decorah in a scoreless game. We're at the 5-minute mark of quarter number 2. Decorah on their second possession. Dawson Meyer, Marshall Johnson split to the left, near or wide side. Rohr and Lee split behind Steffen. Tight end right is Schindler. Football on the right or far hash. Steffen takes the snap, retreats in the pocket. Sidearm toss left side.
Good
caught
block.
by Marshall to the 35 to the 40. Slips the defender across the 40 and brought down between the numbers and hash mark near side at the 43-yard line. Tackle credit to Bennett Cole. It is a gain of 18 yards.
Excellent block there by Dawson Meyer on the outside at the X position. He was the farthest receiver to the near side of the field here and made an excellent block, almost taking his guy out of bounds, and nice catch and finish by Marshall.
Call it the 44. 1st and 10 for Decorah. Left near hash. I formation. Wing right. Bauer. Split right is Meyer. Tight end left is Schindler. Give off the right side to Rohr. He's trying to get the corner turn. He's tripped up and brought down. Tripped up at the hash mark, brought down between the numbers and the hash mark far side at the 46. It's a gain of 2. Owen Ward the tackle, and he told everybody about it.
I thought we had decent blocking up front. We missed maybe a second-level guy at a linebacker position that possibly was blitzing. But other than that, I think our offensive line so far is playing pretty decent as far as picking guys up and then just getting off the ball.
2nd and 8 from the 46. Split backs in the backfield. 2 receivers near side left. Schindler tight end right. Pitch to Lee left side. Gets a nice block from Rohr. Turns the corner at the 50. He's to the 45 and escapes out of bounds. Escorted to the boundary on the near side by Kyle Curley. They'll mark him at the 41. It's a 1st down on a gain of 15.
2 excellent blocks there. One by Rohr and the other one by Meyer. Again, just 2 huge blocks to break that play open a little bit and pick up the 1st down.
1st and 10, 41-yard line, West Delaware territory. Bauer to the right side, Meyer to the left. Football left hash, tight end right, Schindler. Split backs behind Steffen, who takes the snap. Short drop, sidearm toss, left side catch made by Dawson Meyer, who will be knocked out of bounds at the 36. Bennett Cole, Kyle Curley escorted him to the boundary, a gain of 5.
I like the rhythm that Cole Steffen's in right now. We've had some nice short yard passing patterns that we've completed, and just nice to get Cole in a good rhythm to start the game.
2nd and 5 from the 36. Meyer split to the left side. Wing back left is Johnson. Tight end right is Schindler. Split backs with Lee and Rohr. Football on the left near hash mark. Steffen takes the snap, gives to Lee up the middle, and he's dragged down near the line of scrimmage as West Delaware read the fullback trap well. Colin Weber brought him down as he tried right guard. It's a gain of about a yard. 3rd and 3 upcoming. 3.5 to play 1st quarter. No score. 3rd and 3 from the 35-yard line. Football on the left near hash. Dawson Meyer split left. Wing back left is Drake Bauer. Tight end right, Sean Schindler. Split backs with Lee and Rohr. Steffen takes the snap. Counter coming to Bauer right side. He bobbled the handoff a little bit, and that blew up the play as Bennett Cole drug him down at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2.
I think if the handoff there gets, you get it without bobbling. And I think it looked like he had a pretty decent hole there. He probably would have picked up the 1st down. The 1st down is about 4 yards. I think he probably would have got it, but little things come first, and he didn't do that.
4th and 5 from the 37, 2:44 to play, 1st quarter in a scoreless game. Dawson Meyer right side, Marshall Johnson wing right, goes in motion left. I formation in the backfield, give to Jacob Rohr, runs the left side, gets as far as the 34 before being dragged down at that point. Brought down on the left near side numbers. The tackle credit will go to John Nagel, so a 4th down turnover back to West Delaware. Scoreless game, 2:31 to play 1st quarter. Fall is definitely in the air. We're a week away from Halloween. Haven't seen any scarecrows lately, but after the first frost, there's going to be no daisies popping out of the ground either. 1st and 10, 34-yard line. Left to right goes West Delaware. I formation, wing right. 2 tight ends and split to the left side is Maloney. Give to Russell, right side. He runs into Tim Winter. He escapes that tackle, but Tim slowed him down enough to allow Zach Lee and Cole Hennington to bring him down between the numbers and the hash mark right near side at the 37. It's a gain of 3.
For a running back that's had this many yards overall in the first part of the game here, we've done a pretty good job of really getting them wrapped up and guys coming to finish them off.
2nd and 7 from the 37-yard line. Reinauer takes, gives to Russell, running up the middle across the 40, and he carries a couple of tacklers to the 43-yard line. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Off the bottom of the pile comes Andrew Bonelli for Decorah. It's going to be 3rd down in inches coming up. 105 seconds to play 1st quarter, no score. He's just a tough kid, Zach.
He is a tough kid, and he's going to earn every inch of every yard that he gets, that's for sure.
3rd and 1 from the 43-yard line. Broken pistol in the backfield. Maloney split to the left side. Give to Russell, right side. First down and more. Dragged down by Adam Hovden on the right near side. Numbers at the 47-yard line. That was a solo stop at a gain of 4, and West Delaware moves the sticks.
I understand they picked up the first down, but that's a pretty good open field tackle there by Hovden, and you know, he closed down and broke down and just really made a really nice tackle there in the open field.
First and 10, 47-yard line right near hash. Double wing set, 2 tight ends and pistol in the backfield with Ridenauer and Russell. Give to Russell, left side, finds a hole, exploits it. He's across the 50, brought down right near hash mark at the 42-yard line. Tim Winter the stop. It's a gain of 11 yards. Looks like West Delaware is just going to feed the beast right now here, Zach.
Yep, and you know, they're gonna keep running until we stop it. That
probably not a bad strategy with a stud like that in the backfield. First and 10, 42-yard line. Ridenauer takes, gives to Russell, finds a hole off left guard. He's hit by Zach Lee and dragged down at the 36-yard line. The line got him 6 yards that time, but a good job by Lee hitting him low that time.
Yeah, you know, I know in the previous play, the one where he picked up 11 yards, Lee tried to tackle him high and
didn't work out too well.
It didn't work out too well for Lee, and that time he knew better and went down for the tackle at the knees.
Second and 4 from the 36. Ridenauer takes, gives to Russell, finds hole right side, exploits it once again. He's brought down between the numbers and the hash mark near side at the 28-yard line. It was Lane Ralph that brought him down, and it'll be a first down for West Delaware at that point. West Delaware moving the football, but the game's still scoreless with 25 seconds left here in the quarter. Russell has carried the ball 6 consecutive plays. First and 10, 28-yard line. Ridenauer keeps it on the option left side. A veer look. He's hit by Brendan Numedal and dragged down at the 24-yard line. So Ridenauer gets a gain of 4. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter of play. No score between Decorah and West Delaware. Let's take a timeout for Ladybug Landscapes and Decorah Floral and for Decorah Physical Therapy and Rehab. 1 quarter done, scoreless. West Delaware right now with... Well, Mary gave us the end of the Charles City Decorah stats, so we'll get the stats at halftime. We don't want to see anything more from that game last week.
No,
It'll be a second down and 4 from the Decorah 24-yard line. A consistent drive here for West Delaware on their 3rd drive of the game. They will move to the end zone to our left. Ridenauer takes the snap off, play action, has time, throws down the middle of the field, going for Nagel, incomplete. Nagel had beaten the coverage of Zach Lee. A well-designed play with a couple of ball fakes that time. And
we got the right one
down,
this time.
Upcoming. Any stats sticking out to you there, Zach?
Russell, Coy Russell with 48 yards. Other than that,
West Delaware 108 yards. The total offense in Decorah was 71. 3rd and 6 from the 24-yard line. Here is Ridenauer, takes, gives on a counter play to Owen Ward, finds an opening to the 20 and hit hard and brought down at the 13-yard line by Zach Lee near the left or near side hash mark, but Ward with a well-designed play and a gain of 11 for a first down. First and 10 it'll be from the 13-yard line. Football towards the left or near side hash mark. Pistol set in the backfield, 2 tight ends and a wing left. Ridenauer takes, gives to Russell, finds a hole off the right side. He's hit near the 10-yard line, fighting forward, brought down on the right far hash mark near the 8. It's a gain of 5 yards. Andy Lilligrave and Tim Winter among the men that brought him down. It takes multiple guys to bring down a kid like this.
Yeah, he was hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he drugged 2 or 3 guys with him to pick up about 5.5 yards. And you know, with a guy like him, just keep hitting him all night, and he'll get tired by the 3rd and 4th quarter.
So it's 2nd and 5 from the 18-yard line. Here's the give to Russell, running up the middle, slips at a fender off right guard, and he'll get as far as the 5-yard line. Marshall Johnson, Sean Schindel are among the men that brought him down there. 3rd and 2 upcoming for West Delaware. We're a minute into quarter number 2 in a scoreless game. Russell over 50 yards in this game. He has gone over 4,500 yards for his career. with the totals he has tonight. 3rd and 2 from the 5-yard line. Reinauer gives to Russell, starts right, cuts it back. He runs inside the 5. He stood up at the goal line, but it'll be a 1st and goal for West Delaware. 3 men in on the stop for Decorah, including Cole Headington and Adam Hovden. 1st and goal it'll be.
Cole Headington on the tackle. 1st and goal.
1st and goal as West Delaware is driving the football. This will be play number 13 of the drive that started at the West Delaware 34-yard line. Broken pistol in the backfield with Ward, with Russell, and with Reinauer. Wing right is Nagel. Give to Russell, right side. Stood up and knocked back. Good surge up front for Decorah. They won the battle up front and brought down Russell for a loss of a little.
Our defensive tackles there in the nose guard that's in there right now, Benalia looks like did a good job of just creating a pile there at the point of attack and created a little hole there for other guys to come in and finish them off.
Broken pistol in the backfield. Once again, 2nd and goal at the 1. Reinauer takes on a keep right side. He gets into the end zone for the touchdown. He ran behind the blocking of Ward and Russell off the right side. And Reinauer gets the rushing touchdown. West Delaware on the board with 9:41 to play here in the 1st quarter. Or 2nd quarter, I should say. 14 plays, 66 yards. And it took a total of 4 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. The PAT is Aaron Toll. He's 11 for 15 on the PATs this year. Snap, spot, kick is up and good. 9:41 to play 2nd quarter. West Delaware up by a 7-0 margin. Let's take a timeout for Wellington plays. 7-0 the score. West Delaware on top. They score on their 3rd possession. Max Reinauer on a 1-yard touchdown run for Reinauer. That was his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. He's thrown 17 passes this year. Kyle McGreen will kick off from right to left with Johnson. And Rohr back deep. Kick will come down to Johnson. Hey, we caught one at the 11-yard line, to the 20, to the 25, 30, 35. Marshall bouncing between defenders and brought down near the 36-yard line. Good things happen when you catch the football, Big Z.
Yeah, when you catch the football on the kickoff, it definitely helps get better field position than we had last week when we didn't catch it.
Not trying to be sarcastic or facetious there, but it's something Decorah has frankly struggled with the last couple of weeks, and probably even going back to the Cresco game.
Yep.
So 1st down at 10, 36-yard line. Probably not a good thing when the center is the last guy out to the offensive huddle, too. Bikes left to right, football towards the left or far side hash. Bauer wing left. Rohr and Numedal in an I formation. Tight end right is Schindler. Split left is Dawson Meyer. The give is to Rohr off the left side. A hesitation move, and he gets covered up by Bennett Cole on the far left side hash mark at the 37. It's a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 upcoming to start the drive. 9:13 to play till halftime. It's a 7-0 lead for West Delaware. Dawson Meyer to the left side. Wingback left is Marshall Johnson. Tight end right, Sean Schindler. I formation with Numedal and with Rohr. 4-man front for West Delaware. Here is Cole just sneaking it behind his center. Ben Duggar moves up the left hash mark and gets covered up at the 39-yard line. Brett Roush, the man that brought him down. 3rd and 7 upcoming for Decorah.
I don't know if that was a miscommunication or he called the. Generally, we don't have a QB sneak call at our own 40-yard line, but
and at a 2nd and 9 too.
Yeah,
my guess that was an audible. 3rd down at 7 from the 39-yard line. 2 receivers right, split backs. Tight end left, Schindler. Football on the left hash. Drive to throw. Steffen wings it out right side. Catch made by Bauer. Brought down on the right near numbers by Kyle Curley at the 38-yard line. It's only a gain of a yard. And a pretty dangerous pass, in all honesty, by Cole.
Yeah, that's probably the most dangerous pass in football. All the way from the far side hash to the near side sideline over here, and we caught the ball, but you got to have a quick release and get it off faster in order for that play to be a positive one.
Zach Leon in punt formation. Wessels and Owen Ward back deep. Here's the kick coming down to Wessels at the 23, running to his right. Gets it away from the tackle attempt of Lane Ralph, but Ralph recovers and brings him down outside the numbers in front of the West Delaware bench at the 34-yard line. So the punt that time went 37 yards, a return of 9. West Delaware gets the football back with 7:34 to play here in quarter number 2. It's a 7-0 lead for West Delaware. Vikes have shown up and started competing now. That competitiveness you've shown through a quarter plus here. You can't keep get your daubers down just because you're down 7-0 and are struggling moving the football, Zach. And I'll let you make the point after this play. 3 receiver set, 2 left, 1 right. Ridenauer in the shotgun. Russell to his right. Ridenauer takes the snap. He has plenty of time. Now being chased, gets away from Keck. He steps up, throws down the middle of the field. Incomplete. He was going for Maloney, and I thought for a second he might have been over the line of scrimmage, but nonetheless, Maloney had beaten the coverage, but the ball well overthrown. Second down upcoming. But what about just your mentality right now, even though you're down, Zach?
You know, even though you're down, this is a good football team. You know, you've held them to 7 points through, you know, about a quarter and a half right now, and, you know, just stick with the game plan. Just, you know, keep having that good mental toughness, and, you know, something good's going to happen here. 2nd
and 10 from the 34-yard line. Give is to Russell behind the blocking left side. He turns upfield. He runs to the 40, the 45, cuts it up at the numbers, and Russell down at the 48-yard line in West Delaware territory. It's a gain of 14 yards and a first down. Marshall Johnson, Dallas Mott in on the stop. We mentioned Russell. He also gets help from 283, 291, 290, 264, and 209 up front. First down and 10 at the 48-yard line. 3 receiver set, 2 left, 1 right. Ridenauer in the gun, Russell to his left. Ridenauer takes the snap, has plenty of time. Once again, he'll throw the left side catch made by Maloney, but he's wrestled down in front of the Decorah bench on a nice open field stop by Marshall Johnson at the 47, limiting the play to a gain of 5.
Marshall was in really good position there. I was glad to see him. You know, I think he was almost in position to go for the pick there, but, you know, I think it's better that he didn't. You know, you go for the pick and miss, and then you give up a big play, and it possibly could have turned into a touchdown. 2nd and 5 from the 48-yard line. Right now off a zone read look, runs the right side, gets stood up and knocked back. It was Brett Schaefer and Sean Schindler who knocked him back from the 45. It's gain of 2, 3rd down and 3 upcoming. Sean and Brent did a really good job of closing the end down and really coming down the line of scrimmage. You know, they knew the play wasn't going outside of them, and they come right down the line of scrimmage and made a really nice, or a really fine play on the quarterback that time.
3rd and 3 from the 45-yard line. Hi, Mike Merrick. 3rd and 3 from the 45-yard line. Maloney goes in motion. Give is to Russell. Big hole behind right guard. Runs straight up the middle. Inside the 40 to the 38. Dominic Mueller among the defenders. It is a gain of 7 yards and a first down.
For a first down.
West Delaware starting to get some consistency and some rhythm on offense now, Zach.
Yeah, they're just, you know, nice steady pace, moving the ball, and, you know, we got to come up with something to try and stop Russell.
5:44 to play, second quarter. Here is Ridenauer takes the snap, gives on a reverse to Maloney, running the right side, got by Andy Lilligreven's tackle attempt, but gets tripped up by Jacob Rohr, who sent him tripping to the sideline on the far side at the 36. A lot of running to get to. Second down upcoming.
I see Paul Strands in the game there at that free safety position. You know, maybe a little bit more speed by Paul there in the back to, you know, maybe not get beat on the back side of everything.
2nd and 8 from the 36-yard line, right far side hash mark. Receivers left and right, tight to the formation. Right now we're in the gun. Russell to his left. Ward starts in motion, and somebody moved early once again for West Delaware. So 5:33 to play till halftime. It is a 7-0 lead for West Delaware. West Delaware called for their 4th penalty right there. Decorah yet to be called for a penalty. They did not get called for a penalty last week. The last time that happened was in 2012 in the semifinals against Williamsburg. 2nd and 13 from the 41-yard line. Ward right, Maloney to the left, 2 tight ends and a pistol. Ridenauer and Russell form that pistol. Here is Ridenauer, zone read right side, runs up the hash mark inside the 40 to near the 35-yard line. Sean Schindler and Dominic Mueller in on the stop.
Going to have, 3rd and about 8 here. That's, against a team like this, 3rd down and long, you got to come up with a big stop, whether it's an incomplete pass or, you get a tackle for a loss. But right now is where you got to dig down deep and get a good stop here.
West Delaware 3 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. Taking the snap is Ridenauer. He has plenty of time. Pumps once, throws down the left side, going for Maloney. Over the shoulder, catch is made. Touchdown. Maloney got a step on Dallas Mott. It's the 18th touchdown pass for Ridenauer. Maloney with his 12th touchdown catch. It's 13-0 West Delaware with 4:54 to play till halftime.
Mott never even turned his head to try and find the ball. He was running with them. You got to turn your head and find the ball, and maybe he was beat though. That's the hard thing.
He was darn good receiver too. Here is Austin Toll, the PAT kicker. It is up. It is good. It's 14-0 West Delaware. And let's take a timeout for Vicks Heating and Plumbing. Marshall Johnson returns the kick from the 8-yard line to the 23-yard line. And they'll actually mark him at the 24-yard line. Moving left to right will be the Vikings. They trail it now by a 14-0 margin. 4:46 to play till halftime. Twin receivers to the right side. It is Matthew Fullhart and Drake Bauer. Split backs with Lee and with Brent Schaefer. Give to Zach Lee up the middle, drag down as he tried right guard right near the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1, if that. Caleb Sparks in on the stop. 2nd down upcoming. Got an interesting story to tell you, and I think as a kicker you'll be appreciative of the story of the West Delaware kid that's kicking right now. John Swisher, their play-by-play man, told me that earlier tonight. Dawson Meyer, Marshall Johnson split to the right side. Tight end left is Sean Schindler. Split backs with Schaefer and with Lee. Football on the left or far side, hash mark on a second line. Give to Lee, cuts it up the left hash mark and gets dragged down near the 29-yard line. Brought down on the play by Eric Vasky. It's 3rd down upcoming.
We just we got beat up front there on that last play. We just we look like we got our heads down, and when we're coming up to the line of scrimmage, not looking where we're going to go, and we need to get our head up and find the guy we're going to block.
Decorah 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 6 from the 29. Drop of the throw is Stephen hit as he throws the right side. It's a deflected ball that goes out of bounds, intended for Drake Bauer, who was covered by Owen Ward. Kyle McGreen had the pressure up front, and another 3 and out from this West Delaware defense. I know this offense for West Delaware gets a lot of attention, but they lead the district in a lot of defensive categories. They're only giving up 13 points a game. They're a tough team to move the football on, too.
Yeah, they gave up some yards early in this game, or not necessarily. We moved the ball on them, and they've really honed in and stopped that running attack.
Leon in punt formation, and somebody moved early for Decorah. That's their first penalty in a couple of weeks. Going back to that no penalties against Charles City, you know what? On the surface, that sometimes seems like a good thing, but I was thinking about that for a little bit. Sometimes when you're not playing hard enough, you're not getting penalties. You agree with that?
I was going to say the same thing, Darren. The next 10 that we possibly brought it up. Sometimes when you don't commit a penalty, you weren't playing hard enough.
4th and 10 from the 24-yard line with two twin safeties back deep, Wessels and Ward. It's a shank of a punt by Zach Lee as the ball goes out of bounds in the vicinity of the 40-yard line. Oh, boy. Zach would love to have that one back. He went down to one knee, kind of put his fist into the ground, and was a little upset in frustration as they mark it at the 38-yard line, only a 14-yard punt for Zach Lee. 3:23 to play till halftime. It is a West Delaware lead of 14-0, and they start in plus territory. 4 receivers will be split to the left near side. Ridenauer will be by himself in the shotgun. Football on the right or far side hash mark. Ridenauer will take the snap. He'll have time. He'll throw the right side. Catch made by Kyle McGreen, and actually he did not hang on. Lane Relf had the defense outside the numbers near the 30 in front of the West Delaware bench, second down.
Intended for John Nagel.
2nd and 10 upcoming. Nagel will be the tight end right side of the line.
They're going to try the same formation again, and we don't have enough guys out here to cover the.
So, Ridenauer on a QB sneak up the middle. He's hit by Dominic Mueller. He gets off that tackle. He runs up the right numbers and gets covered up by Andy Lilligraven after a gain of 10 to the 28. It's a gain of 10 for Ridenauer on a first down. You talked about Coach Winkowitz making Ridenauer a little bit more part of the running game. You can see why. He's a pretty good athlete back there.
Yeah, he's a really good athlete, makes good fakes, and he's not afraid to get upfield and put a shoulder into somebody.
1st and 10, 28-yard line. 4 receivers left side. Ridenauer in the shotgun and a receiver off to the right. Ridenauer takes the snap, has time, throws the left side. Catch made by Maloney at the 20. Spins away from Dawson Meyer, but Dawson hung on and didn't let go in front of the sideline at the 14-yard line. A gain of 14 and a first down. .255 to play till halftime. Football left on the near side hash mark. A 14-0 lead for West Delaware. 4 receivers left side, tight end right. Russell goes in motion and off a zone read look. Ridenauer keeps it on the right side. He turns it up the hash mark and gets knocked back from the 6. Dominic Mueller, Tim Winter among the players that knocked him back from that point. It is a gain of about, 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 it'll be. As the last play went to the 11-yard line instead of the 14-yard line. My mistake. 2nd and 5 from the 6-yard line. 2:13 to play till halftime. 14-0 West Delaware. Ridenauer takes the snap. He'll give to Russell. No, it's a give to Ward, who turns it in off the left side, dances up the hash mark for the score. Owen Ward with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, and West Delaware
Owen Ward for the score.
Putting this one in a vice grip. It is 20-0 Hawks.
Well-designed play there, though. That little counter it seemed to appear there, and came back to the near side of the field, and they had good blocking. We just couldn't get off blocks to make a tackle.
High snap, Austin Toll for the PAT. It is up and good. And we'll keep it here during the break. The story about Austin Toll, as it's 21-0 West Delaware with 2:04 to play here in the second quarter. He was, at the beginning of the season, he was the team's manager. And one of the kickers got hurt, and the coaching staff saw him kind of playing around in practice, and next thing you know, he's kicking for the varsity. And on the season right now, for a kid who's never kicked before, he's 14 for 17 on the PATs.
And I've thought that about a number of teams that we've played. Even when I was in school, some of these kids or towns. Schools never have a kicker. They always go for 2. And, a kid like that who, was a manager, and he every day he probably just kicks during practice, and the more you kick, the better you're going to get, and all you need to do is put it through the uprights on extra points. If you're within in field goal range and it's 4th down, you probably go for it. If he can't kick the long one, is what I'm saying. So, props to them for utilizing him.
McGreen will kick off from right to left. Here's the kick coming down to Johnson. Catches it far side. Numbers at the 11. Up the numbers 20, 25. He's to the 30. Marshall carrying tacklers as far as the 34-yard line. 21-0. Decorah trails with a minute 56 to play till halftime, and it's time to prove you're not the Tin Man and show some heart right now.
Yeah, we really need to come out here and put a nice drive together and show that we can play with the best of the one of the top teams in the state.
First and 10, 33-yard line, far side hash mark. Two receivers right side, Bauer and Meyer. Tight end left, Schindler. Split backs with Rohr and Lee. 6 in the box for West Delaware and a 4-man front. Give to Lee, left side, slips the defender. He runs across the 35 to the 40 and knocked out of bounds. On the far side at the 41-yard line, John Nagel in on the stop. One of the most positive plays of the second quarter for Decorah. Their two drives have consisted of 2 3-and-outs.
Good initial. Once again, it's a good initial surge up front by the offensive line, and when we've done that, we've had successful plays. So, if you can do that on a consistent basis, you're going to have good things happen.
2nd and 3 from the 42. Receivers right, split backs, tight end left is Schindler. Football on the left or far side hash. Pitch to Rohr to the short side of the field. He brings it up the sideline across the 40, knocked out of bounds in the vicinity of the 44-yard line on the West Delaware left far sideline. John Nagel in on the stop. Close to first down yardage, and in fact, it will be first down yardage. So
I thought he was a little short at the initial tackle there. Obviously there was a good second effort there by Rohr on the far sideline to pick up that first down.
As Dave Lumen and Dennis Green chug up the far sideline. Mark Albers signaled the one right away. Love the confidence there from a guy who's rarely, if ever, confident. First down and 10, 44-yard line. Two receivers right. Split backs. Drop it a throw is Cole. Cole lost his footing a bit. Throws the right side. Incomplete. It's an incomplete pass as the ball was deflected on the pass. Adam Hovden tried to catch the ball, which he would be eligible to do with the deflection in that situation, but the ball fell harmlessly incomplete. Second down.
Coach Rollinger always has little neat, quirky situations that happen, and we always go over them on Thursday night, so I'm sure that one will be brought up come on Tuesday night before the pregame for our district or playoff game.
2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Football left or far side hash mark. Steffen takes the snap, gives up the middle to Zach Lee. Hit right away at the line of scrimmage and covered up at the 45-yard line. Colin Weber, the man that brought him down. It's 3rd down and 9 upcoming. You'll recall a couple of years ago, Brett Van Sloten actually did have one reception in his Hawkeye career. Similar play to that.
I do remember that now that you say that.
3rd down and 9 from the 45-yard line. Minute 15 to play till halftime. 21-0 Decorah trailing West Delaware. Split backs. Wing right is Bauer. Split to the right side is Meyer. Tight end left is Schindler. Dropping a throw. Steffen. Steffen throws right side. Catch made by Dawson Meyer at the right numbers. Spins away from a defender at the 45. Brought down at the 41-yard line outside the numbers near side. Brett Roush, the man who dragged him down. It's a 14-yard gain and a first down with 57 seconds to play till halftime.
Nice little yak by Dawson there, yards after catch. Made some guys miss and got upfield and picked up the first down.
1st and 10, 41-yard line, right near hash mark. Meyer right, Marshall Johnson wing right. Tight end left, Schindler, split backs. Steffen takes the snap, retreats in the pocket, hit as he throws deep down the right side, incomplete. Marshall Johnson and Dawson Meyer were in the vicinity, and Cole Steffen was getting taken down as he threw the ball by Eric Maskey. 2nd down upcoming.
I think Cole might be looking out his ear hole on the side of his helmet there. Yep. He got hit pretty hard.
2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line with 41 seconds to play till halftime. 21-0 West Delaware. Independence leading Maquoketa 7-0 at halftime. Two receivers left side, tight end right is Schindler. Split backs with Rohr and with Lee. Taking the snap is Steffen. Screen pass left side, catch made by Lee at the 45 to the 40. Cuts it back, gets to the 35 and stopped right there. Timeout asked for by Coach Post with 32 seconds to play till halftime. A 7-yard gain for Zach Lee. I didn't see who got the ankle tackle that brought him down, but if it wasn't there, Zach kind of read that play pretty well.
Yeah, we had one guy to beat there, and that's the guy who made the shoestring tackle. So if you make that guy miss, it probably goes for 6. But give credit to him for making a play in the open field there. 3rd down here, 32 seconds left. We're gonna have to pick up a few more yards. Obviously you'd like to get a touchdown out of this situation. We've put a pretty good drive together here thus far and picked up some, key first downs. But we're going to have to probably get in between the 15 and 20 yard line to try a field goal.
21-0 West Delaware. Touchdown runs from Max Ridenauer. A Ridenauer to Maloney connection for 36 and a touchdown run from Owen Ward thus far. End of the third quarter, South win, leading Hudson 14-6. Receivers left and right, split backs. 3rd and 4 from the 35, 32 seconds to play till halftime. Steffen takes, throws the left side, catch made by Dawson Meyer, and he'll escape out of bounds on the left far West Delaware sideline. Shoved to the sideline by Maloney. It's a gain of 7 and a first down. 1st and 10, 27-yard line, 2 timeouts remaining for Decorah. Clock will not start until they're ready. Meyer and Bauer to the right side, tight end left is Schindler. I formation with Rohr and with Lee. Football on the left or far side hash. Steffen takes the snap off play action. This time he has nice protection. He pumps once, he throws the right side. Catch made by Lee, who rolls out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Kyle McGreen in on the stop. It's only a gain of 2. 20 seconds to play till halftime.
Right out of Drake Bauer's cut that he had on his flag route to the near pylon in the end zone. If he would have threw it right on his cut, it would have had to been a perfect throw, but he was open.
2nd and 8 from the 25 with 20 seconds to play till halftime. Football right hash. Counter sweep coming to Johnson. It stood up right near the line of scrimmage as he's dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. They tried it to the right. Bennett Hole, the tackle, just stayed home. Or correction, it was Colin Weber, the tackle, that just stayed home and was waiting for Johnson after a gain of 0. It's 3rd down and 8 upcoming. Decorah takes their second timeout.
West Delaware, I think they key in on that play pretty well, and I know last night at the sophomore level we tried it a couple times and it just they blew it up, and I know they've gotten beat on that play a couple times for pretty big yardage in years past, and that they're gonna key in on that, and but it's all part of our scheme though. I don't, some people might not realize that we run that play, but it sets up other plays, and other plays will set up that play later in the game. So you gotta run it to keep on balance, and hopefully it'll pay off later in the game.
Halftime, Vinton Schillsburg leading Waverly Crestwood by an 18-6 margin. Third and 8 it'll be from the 25-yard line. 2 receivers right. Or 2 receivers left, football on the right hash. Schindler tight end right and split backs. Drop it, a throw of Steffen. He fires over the middle. A catch is made by Schindler, who is dragged out at the 15-yard line. It'll be a first down with 9 seconds to play till halftime. You do have a timeout left, so you don't necessarily have to spike the football here. And now Decorah will take their timeout after a gain of 10 for Sean Schindler. And I think it's being proven on a couple of plays tonight. You throw the ball in the same area code as Sean, he's going to go get it. Yeah, and
I've said that. I've been thinking that all year long, that he's probably your best athlete that you have on the field. I'm not trying to put anybody else down, but he's still young yet. He's got a lot of growing to do. I think he's about 6'4". He was out at the flag football field last week, and he stood next to Brett Van Sloten, who was out there, and he was right up there, and he's going to be pretty good here in the next year.
I mean, last year he qualified for the state track meet as a high jumper, and got to keep working. And now Decorah is going to send the field goal unit on. It'll be a 32-yard attempt for Parker Lane, who's 2 for 4 on field goals this year with a long of 25. Adam Hovden is the snapper, and Paul Strand will be the holder, and it's a straight-on kick as well. This would be his longest kick of the season, should it go. High snap, gloved by Strand. Parker Lane's kick is off to the left or far side. He had plenty of distance, but it had 0 accuracy. 5 seconds left here in the half. And West Delaware will get the football back, and they lead it 21-0. Just a little bit of a miss hit that time.
Yeah, I could see he peaked up a little bit. You know, when you pick your head up, your body tends to, well, as a kicker, tends to, you tend to pull it, and that, I could tell that's what happened on that kick.
West Delaware will go up to the line of scrimmage, and Reinauer will be under center, and I'm assuming he's just going to take a knee, and that's exactly what's going to be the case. West Delaware, a darn good football team, and they're proving so here in the first half, 21-0. They lead it. Zach, your first half thoughts?
I thought we played pretty competitively through about a quarter and a half, and I think it was about 10 minutes left in the second quarter. We had a little lapse, and they got their second touchdown. Kind of like we got the wind out of our sails a little bit, and offensively, a couple of the drives we've been able to move the ball. We got to be able to do that more consistently, and when we've blocked their guys, obviously I know that's a lot easier said than done, but when we've actually got off the ball, got a good surge, we've been able to have good production, and I know the coaches are going to tell them that in the locker room, and we just got to just come out and play a better game. You don't, especially against a good team like this, you want to try and do you want to try and go out and win, but we want to put up the best showing that we can.
21-0, and we'll have an extended Viking sports report. We're going to hear from both Christy Nimrod and Brad Johansson. Both cross-country teams will be heading to Fort Dodge next week for the state cross-country meet. We'll also talk to or preview postseason volleyball coming up on Monday night, as well as the conference meet coming up tomorrow as well. 21-0, West Delaware leads it here at the halftime break. Let's take a break for Rockweiler Appliance and TV and Burning Rock Products.
Successful in the Big Ten.
And not often do we get a Division I play-by-play guy with us here in the Kenneth Olson press box. We've talked to this guy a lot on the Friday Sports Show, but Mike Grimm, the voice of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, West Delaware grad, also with us here in the booth, taking advantage of the Gophers a week off. Your alma mater isn't being too nice to the Vikes right now, Mike.
They're playing well. I thought you might kick me out. I am wearing the West Delaware shirt here, and my second favorite team in the state of Iowa is the Decorah Vikings, but on the night tonight, you got to permit me to wear my alma mater here.
I'm assuming you will not be wearing any orange and black at Carlson Stadium tomorrow.
No, orange and black tonight, blue tomorrow, no doubt about it. Yeah, with my alma mater, Luther. The Gophers on a bye week, so it's a good weekend to get down and see some stuff. I'll end up ending the weekend down in Cedar Rapids. My niece is getting confirmed down there, so it's a big weekend here in the state.
Well, and talk about the balance between the whole family time and travel and everything you have to do in your position. Sometimes that's a difficult balance, and without the support of your family, it doesn't work.
Yeah, they're great about it, no doubt. My wife has to do some nighttime stuff that I don't get to do, and she's good with it. We have a son who's a 10th grader now. Time flies, and we have a daughter who's a freshman. And there's been some good times. They've some of these road trips they've come with. We got to go to the Bahamas together for a basketball tournament, and Puerto Rico a couple years ago, and Anaheim. They've been there for that Thanksgiving tournament. It's a good time to travel, especially when the old man's hotel room's already paid for.
No doubt.
So that helps. And they come to a lot of the games. They don't come to a lot of football games, but they'll come in the winter to the basketball Gopher games, and it's fun. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else, and to think the first time I put the headphones on was across the way at Carlson Stadium. It's kind of neat.
No doubt about it, and I'd imagine you've gotten to cover a heck of a lot of things in your career, World Series, Super Bowls, but there's still something special on Friday Night Lights, isn't there?
I love high school football, no doubt about it. When I was in Cedar Rapids at WMT, did a lot of the game of the week, and the band, the pageantry, young kids that are out there for the love of the school and love of their teammates. There's no doubt about it. In fact, we were joking a little bit that it's fun. Now the time doesn't allow it, but if there were a chance, I'd still be doing high school football on Fridays.
And Minnesota using the bye week hopefully for some good. What's it going to take for the Gophers to turn it around?
Well, they're going to have they got a really tough schedule. Michigan next week, then at Ohio State, then in Kinnick for a night game the week after that. So they'll be probably 7 to 14-point underdogs over the course of the next 3 weeks, and they're 4-3. So mathematically they're still in it, but their goal now should be to get 2 wins somewhere and get to a bowl game and try to win it.
Well, Mike, I got to get back to work.
Yes,
Always
sir.
a pleasure to see you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you over at the Norseman. You got it. Thank you.
Mike Graham, voice of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and a West Delaware grad, Luther College grad. Always good to talk to Mike, one of the nicer guys I've ever met in this profession. As long as he doesn't wear some orange and black tomorrow, I can give him some grief if he does, but I can be confident that he won't. As Kyle McGrane will kick off to restart the ball game, and a knuckleball of a kickoff that just downs at the 2-yard line. Marshall Johnson picks it up there and tries to return it, and he'll get as far as the 9-yard line and knock back from there. And that one was a knuckleball kick, and there wasn't a lot you can do. I know we've griped about the inability to catch, but those balls are difficult to handle right there.
Yeah, definitely. When the you didn't know where the ball was going when it came off of his foot, from the start of the kick, and that's the type of situation. Marshall, I thought, did the right thing. It went past him, and he had no opportunity to catch it out in front of him, and he tried letting it go to into the end zone for a touchback, but it didn't happen.
1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. Left to right go the Vikings, trailing 21-0. Cole Steffen takes the snap, pitch to Lee, left side, tries to bounce it left at the hash mark, does so, turns it up the hash mark across the 10 to the 13-yard line. It is a gain of 6 yards. Kyle McGrane in on the stop.
Good hard run there by Zach Lee. He had blockers out in front, Andrew Benelli, and I don't know who's at the quick guard right now, but they had 2 nice blocks out there, and then a nice fill-in block there by the running back, and good 5-6 yard gain on first down.
2nd and 4 from the 13-yard line. Adam Hovden is the said quick guard in that situation. Football left hash. 2 receivers left, split backs, tight end right is Schindler. Under center, Steffen takes the snap. He'll give off the right side to Lee, and Lee runs to the 15-yard line. A gain of a couple that time. Middle of the line responding for West Delaware, including Kyle McGrane.
Looked like we had a little miscommunication there. It looked like half the offensive line was blocking for a 2, and the other half was blocking for a 3, and that's what happens. You can't have that type of stuff happen on 2nd down when to put yourself in 3rd and short.
Vikes were 3 of 7 on 3rd downs in the first half. 3rd and 2 from the 16. Split backs, twins left. Tight end right is Schindler, left hash. Here is the give is to Rohr, and Rohr got blown up as he tried the right side, and he gets covered up by Eric Vasky, and amongst others. Lee was the ball carrier, not Rohr, but the offensive line got blown up. It's a loss of 1, and it's a 4th down upcoming. 4 of the last 5 series have been 3 and outs for the Decorah offense.
The defensive tackle for West Delaware came through the line of scrimmage untouched and made a nice play in the backfield.
Cade Klimish is your punter. Cade punting for the first time since the Waverly game. He catches the snap, he moves forward, he gets the kick away. High kick coming down to the near side, bouncing at the 40. It takes a little bit of a West Delaware hop and is covered up at the 39 by Brendan Newman. 25-yard punt, no return. 9:54 to play here in the 3rd quarter. West Delaware with excellent field position. They already lead it by a 21-0 margin. West Delaware 8-0 on the season, and their offense gets a lot of headlines, but their defense has been very, very impressive tonight. Two receivers set out, one to the right, one to the left. Broken pistol in the backfield with Reinauer, Ward, and Russell. Football on the left or near hash. Snap to Reinauer, pitch to Russell, tries to stiff arm a man at the 40 and goes out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Adam Hovden showing some toughness. Hanging in there with a pretty tough kid to bring down. Gain of 0.
Yeah, Adam was out there and made a nice eluded one blocker and came up and tried to tackle Russell, and he just got to keep his feet moving. He stopped his feet and kind of got stiff armed to the ground, but he ran him out of bounds, so nice play there.
2nd and 10 from the 39. Pistol set, receivers left and right. Give to Russell, finds a hole left guard, runs to the 35 to the 30 in the sideline. Tripped up by Dawson Meyer at the 25-yard line. It is a gain of 14 and a first down.
Dawson Meyer.
Good blocking out there. I'll give credit where credit's due, but the wide receiver for West Delaware is downfield blocking about 15 yards and didn't give up on his block and stayed with him the whole time, but also got to give credit to Dawson Meyer for making a nice open field tackle to save the touchdown.
1st and 10, 25-yard line left near hash. Taking the snap right now. We're dropping back to throw. It is he throws over the middle of the field, and the catch is made by Keeley for the touchdown. Ridenauer to Keeley for the score. It's 27-0 West Delaware with 9:24 to play in the third.
We had guys in the area to try and make a play on the ball, and it just didn't look like we seen the ball come out of the quarterback's hands at all, and it looked like we lost it in the air. And
nice adjustment by Kelly as well.
Yeah, it was.
So manager turned kicker Austin Toll will put the PAT up and good. 28-0 West Delaware. 9:24 to play here in the third quarter. Let's take a break for A&J Petersburg Agency Insurance and Real Estate. West Delaware 28, Decorah 0. 9:24 to play here in the third quarter. 2 touchdown passes now for Max Ridenauer, and just got to be impressed with the balance on offense that West Delaware brings to the table, Zach.
Yeah, they haven't they've thrown the ball quite a bit. They haven't thrown the ball a lot this game, but I know they have the potential to throw it. They can probably throw it every down, but when you got a running back that good, and they have really good balance. And I know Coach Winkowicz alluded to that in the pregame.
McGrain's kick caught by Marshall Johnson. Far side numbers at the 12, retreats to the 10. Runs up to 25, 30. He's to the 35 and brought down on a hard hit by Brett Roush at the 38-yard line. So Marshall with a nice return of 28. 9:16 to play here in the third. It is a 28-0 lead for West Delaware. Southwind has clinched a home playoff game. They have defeated Hudson 14-12. 9:16 left. Dawson Meyer split to the left, far short side of the field. Wing left is Drake Bauer. Tight end right is Sean Schindler. Split backs with Rohr and with Lee. Give to Jacob Rohr, runs the left side, gets as far as the 40-yard line and gets thrown back from the numbers at that point. He gets a gain of a couple of yards. McGrain and Nagel in on the stop.
Rohr has shown that he can be a good running back this season, but I think that the thing that he needs to work on is run with his pads lower. When he goes through the line of scrimmage, it seems like he's standing up straight up and down too much. He needs to get that pad level a little bit lower.
2nd and 8 from the 40-yard line. 2 receivers right, tight end left. Schindler split backs. Football on the left hash. Give is to Lee. He was hit at the line of scrimmage. Spins off the left side and brought down by Eric Vasky on the far left hash mark at the 43-yard line. It's 3rd down and 5 upcoming. 28-0 West Delaware.
With those quick hitters that we're running with a fullback trap or a dive play or whatever, it's the initial contact that we make on the line of scrimmage with our offensive linemen to create those holes, and we're just not doing that right now. That all starts from just coming off the ball and getting after it.
3rd and 5 from the 43. Short drop. Cole Steffen throws the left side. Ball batted down at the line of scrimmage by Nagel. Incomplete. It is 4th down upcoming.
And that play right there is just a fine example of we're not getting into the defenders. On that play they're able to get their hands up. If you're getting into a defender, they shouldn't be able to get their hands up and deflect the pass if you're getting into them.
4th and 5 from the 43-yard line. Cade Clemish on in punt formation once again with Ward and Wessels back deep for Decorah, or for West Delaware, leading 28-0. Snap back in good shape, and Clemish moves forward, gets the kick away. Good hang time to this one as it bounces between the return men. Cade's going to get some nice distance out of this one as it's downed by Adam Hovden, the long snapper at the 23-yard line. So 34-yard punt, no return. 7:49 to play here in the third quarter. It's still 28-0 West Delaware. 2 touchdown passes from Max Ridenauer, a touchdown run from him as well, and an Owen Ward touchdown run. And The guy who gets a lot of the headlines in the West Delaware running game, Coy Russell, has yet to find the end zone tonight, but he's been pretty effective running the football. Football right or far side hash, give to Russell up the middle. He was hit by Marshall Johnson at the line of scrimmage, but falls ahead for a gain of a couple on the right far side hash mark at the 25. Second down upcoming. Coy Russell in the first half had 82 yards. Independence kept him to his lowest total of the season, 89 last week. 2nd and 8 from the 25-yard line. Ridenauer takes, gives to Ward on a counter play to the left side, keeps his balance across the 30, dragged down across the 35 in the center of the field at the 38-yard line. Ward with a gain of 13 to a first down.
When you got a good running back in Russell, you're keying in on him basically. The whole defense, and when he goes one direction, you got all your defense to, the whole defense is going the direction that he is, and then you bring him back with a counter this way. That's what happens when you got a good running back.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. 2 receivers right, Maloney off to the left side. Right now we're in the pistol with Russell behind him. Ridenauer takes, gives to Russell, runs the left side, hit by Andy Willigraven. He tries to bounce it left, and Andy just kept chasing him, and he drags him down on the left near numbers at the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Good stick-to-itiveness, if I can use a Coach Post word, by Andy Willigraven that time.
Yeah, just a good second effort by Andy. Had a chance to wrap him up, Russell behind the line of scrimmage, and then missed it, and then made a nice second effort. And
2nd and 7 from the 41. Ridenauer throws the right side, nearly intercepted, knocked down, incomplete. Dropping into his zone was Jacob Rohr, who knocked down the pass at the 50. It's 3rd down.
Those are the types of plays where the change ball games in big games, and we didn't come up with that one, but turnovers, interceptions, it makes a big difference.
3rd and 7 from the 41-yard line. 2 receivers right, single receiver left. Ridenauer by himself in the shotgun, drops back to throw, has time, throws the right side, and it is nearly intercepted and nearly caught. And it's going to be an incomplete pass as Nagel was the intended target with Relf and Johnson defending. It would have come back anyway thanks to a hold by West Delaware.
I honestly thought that he caught that because he had it in his hands when it came to the ground, but it must have hit the ground and lost control. But
penalty is going to be declined. It's 4th down. Ridenauer has punted once. He is the quarterback and the punter. Don't think they'll try any funny business up 28-0, but you never know. If they do, you got to be ready for it.
Yep.
1 punt, 48 yards in the first half for Ridenauer. Zach Lee back in single safety. Snap back in good shape. Ridenauer moves forward, gets the kick away. Great hang time and a great angle punt. It's going to go out of bounds in the vicinity of the 20-yard line. Jeff Trost and Gary Christensen will line it up. And they're going to mark him at the 26-yard line. So 33-yard punt, no return, 5:57 yet to play here in the third. West Delaware, everything is advertised, leading at 28-0. And their underrated defense holding the Vikings scoreless to this point.
Yeah, throughout the whole year, I've just heard how good this West Delaware offense is as far as moving the ball and total yards and whatnot. But this defense has really impressed me tonight, Darren.
3rd down upcoming. Or 1st down upcoming. 1st and 10 from the 26. Gives on a lay to Lee right side. Moves up to the 29-yard line. Correction, that was Brendan Numedal getting his first carry of the night, and he'll get 3.
Numedal was the ball carrier for the game.
Gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. First football on the right or near side hash mark. Split backs with Numedal and Rohr. Wing back right is Johnson. Tight end left Schindler. Split to the right side is Dawson. Meyer pitch to Numedal, left side, turns upfield across the 35. He's to the 40, center of the field, 45-50, to the 40, to the 30. Ward runs him down inside the 25. They're going to mark him at the 24-yard line. By far the best play of the night, 47 yards for Brendan Numedal.
Nice, very nice run there, and good blocking by everybody on the offensive line, and getting to that second level. And you know, they're putting 9-10 guys in the box, and if we could get past that that second level, we knew we were going to get some good yardage. But nice first big play, really.
Before that, the Viking offense shooting blanks tonight. First down and 10, 24-yard line. Right hash, split backs, wing right is Bauer, split right is Dawson Meyer. Dropping a throw is Steffen. Steffen with time, throwing the left side, going for Schindler. Makes the catch at the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown! Sean Schindler from Cole Steffen. The Vikes finally on the board at the 4:47 mark in the third. It's 28-6 West Delaware.
I know I mentioned it a couple times tonight, but I think Sean Schindler is he's showing that he can catch the ball, and I would say he's probably one of the better wide receivers that we have on this team.
First varsity touchdown right there for Sean Schindler. Adam Hovden will be the snapper. Paul Strand will be the holder, and Parker Lane for the PAT. Snap, spot, kick, up, and good. It's 28-7, 4:47 to play in the third. Let's take a break for Henning Construction. 28-7 the score. West Delaware on top. Cole Steffen with the touchdown pass to Sean Schindler, his first varsity touchdown. Steffen with his third touchdown pass of the season. 28-7 with 4:47 to play in the third quarter. That was a 3-play, 74-yard drive that took a minute 10 off the clock, highlighted by a Brendan Numedal 47-yard run. Parker Lane with the kick. Coming out of the far side, it bounces at the 5, taken in along the sideline by Kelly, and he'll toss it to Russell. There is a flag down at the 10. This one's coming back as an illegal forward pass. Russell's going all the way for a score, but Gary Christensen was right on the call. Kelly passed it 5 yards forward to Coy Russell. If that was legal, football would be pretty cool. Football's pretty cool without that, but Gary Christensen was right on that call. Everyone in Wenatchee County, even on a hazy night, saw that one.
So we're gonna put ourselves in decent field position on defense here, and be obviously the spread of on the scoreboard is pretty good, but right now, but just the fact that to go out and see your kids compete, try and put them in a situation to make it difficult for them, and just go out there and have fun and play the best that you can.
The flag occurred at the 10, so that will be back at the 12, so it'll be back to the 7-yard line. And just go out and prove that you're not a bunch of cowardly lions. You want to still play hard, show some pride, and play for some self-respect. 4:33 left here in the third. It's 28-7, the score.
I wouldn't be.
Reinauer keeps it on a zone read left side, hit near the 10-yard line, knocked back from that point. Good response up front. Derek Hendrickson, Tim Winter in on the stop, gain of a couple.
Being this deep in their own territory, I thought they might just try a deep ball pass on that first play, but they didn't.
2nd and 9 from the 7-yard line. Right now we're in a pistol with Russell. 2 tights on the line of scrimmage. Give to Russell right side. Finds hole, exploits it. He runs across the 15 to the 20 up the far side. Numbers across the 30 and brought down at the 32-yard line. Tim Winter, the man that brought him down. Russell gets 23 to the good and a first down. So he is over 100 yards. I had to laugh And this is no disrespect to Coach Winkowitz, and I'll tell you the story here in a second. First down and 10, 32-yard line. Give to Russell once again. Hit by Benelli near the line of scrimmage. Dragged down on the far right side. Numbers at the 35-yard line. He said Independence was really able to slow Russell down. Russell had 21 carries and 89 yards. That's 4.5 yards a carry.
Yep.
And based on what Corey's been doing this year, that is slowing him down, but that's still a pretty good night for a back.
Yep. And on that last previous play, he was, we hit him at the line of scrimmage, and he literally ran, one of our guys over, and then, that just shows you why he has so many yards on his career, because he makes gets a lot of yards after contact.
Illegal procedure on West Delaware will make it a 2nd and 12 from the 30-yard line. 3:17 to play in the third. In case you care, the Royals are up 2-1 in the 7th.
The Cubs had a little hard series on the.
They did.
But
it saved Curtis Johnson the expense of installing bleachers in his garage for the World Series. 2nd down and 12 from the 30-yard line. Drop it a throw. Ridenhour. He throws off his back foot, and ball is nearly intercepted, and the umpire, Tim Esbeck's going to throw the flag on Zach Lee, and it's a well-deserved flag.
Yep.
Nagel was falling down, and Zach Lee was pulling him down in the process, and it will be a pass interference on Decorah. Normally your umpire isn't supposed to call that. Your back judge should have got it, but at the same time, it's the correct call.
Yep. But
Different from what seeing on TV at 15 yards.
we got to do a better job of just fighting for the ball and fighting for it in a good way. That ball was hanging up there in center field, and we didn't get a hand on it.
Wounded Quails, 1st and 10, 45-yard line. Ridenhour with Russell and a pistol, 2 tight ends. Drop it a throw. Ridenhour pumping once, throwing deep down the left side, going for Maloney. Maloney makes the catch at the 20, and he actually dropped the ball. He had beaten Dawson Meyer on the near side, and it was a very well-thrown football by Ridenhour, but Maloney just didn't take the football with him. 2nd and 10. And you obviously can tell that, bless you, by the way, you can tell that West Delaware isn't satisfied with the 21-point lead.
Yeah, and that was a good double move there by that wide receiver, and good pump fake by the quarterback. As you said, it was a well-thrown ball.
2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line. Here's the pitch to Ward, running the left side across the 45 and to the 40s. To the 50, brought down near side hash mark at the 46 in Decorah territory. I believe since that pitch went forward, it'll go as a pass, or at least it should. Brendan Newman all in on the stop, 3rd down and 1. That Ward's a nice player. Kind of underrated with the stars in this offense, but he does some good things. 3rd and 1 from the 46-yard line. Ridenhour takes, gives to Russell, runs the left side, dragged down, left near hash at the 43-yard line. 1st down, Derek Hendrickson, the man that brought him down. Decorah has been pretty good with preventing the big play, at least on the ground, all season, and they've done that for the most part tonight, but Russell is just a kid that will get 5 yards after getting hit at the line of scrimmage. Ridenhour takes the snap, rolling out to his left side. He'll fire over the middle. A catch is made by Nagel near side, left side. Numbers at the 30. He is dragged down by 2 Vikings at that point. Andy Lilligraven and Zach Leon on the stop. Well thrown football. Nice catch in traffic. 13 yards gain. 1st down, West Delaware.
I think the biggest thing on defense thus far in this game, we just haven't been able to, they've created penalties, and we just haven't, been able to, take advantage of certain plays.
1st and 10, 29-yard line. Ridenhour takes off, play action, being chased by Cyric Nelson. He gets by him. He runs up the right side. He fires the ball to the end zone. There's a flag down, and Zach Lee knocks it away from Maloney, incomplete. West Delaware, I think, had about 3 men downfield because they were caught in no man's land, because probably a couple of them thought Ridenhour would take off, so they're hustling for somebody to perhaps get a block on, but Ridenhour decided to throw the ball.
So here, this is the type of situation I was just talking about. They get a penalty, it's going to be a 1st and 15. I know we had 1st and 20 and 1st and 15 a couple other times. This is where you got to step up on defense, make a play here, and put them in a a long, 2nd long, 3rd and long, and that's where you really, pick up the yard advantage, and the difference in where they're gonna, possibly punt from.
1st and 15 from the 34-yard line. Pistol set, double wing, 2 tight ends. Right now, takes, gives to Russell, runs to the left side. He'll get as far as the 30-yard line and dragged down there. Derek Henderson, first contact. Tim Winter helped out. It's a gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 10. 1:22 to play here in the 3rd. 28-7, West Delaware. Ryan Nauer, 2 touchdown passes and a touchdown run. Cole Steffen to Sean Schindler on a touchdown pass for Decorah. 1 minute left here in the 3rd quarter. Pistol set, double wings, and 2 tight ends. Snap to right, now a busted play. He'll run the right side and has some open field. He runs to the 25 to the right, far side numbers, and brought down by Lane Ralph at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 7 yards.
Carries off the right side. Lane Ralph.
3rd and 3 from the 23-yard line. West Delaware leading 28-7, trying to wrap up an undefeated regular season. West Delaware, I'm predicting at least, would either play Solon or Dubuque Wahlert, whoever loses that game tonight in the 1st round of the playoffs next week. 3rd and 6 from the 24. Give to Russell, runs the right side. He's inside the 20, stood up and dragged down near the 19-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Derek Hendrickson in on the stop.
Pretty, for Derek Hendrickson, that was a pretty nice tackle on the play. But one thing that I'll give credit to Russell, he's always falling forward after contact. You never see him get brought backwards after contact. So, he's a tough guy to bring down.
3rd quarter done, 28-7. West Delaware with the lead. Let's take a break for Dental Associates and for Bruning Rock Products. 4th quarter upon us. West Delaware will have a 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. They started a drive at their own 7-yard line. And this will be play number 8 of that drive. They lead it 28-7. They're outgaining Decorah 365 to 214 right now. They have 250 yards on the ground. Reinauer takes the snap, gives to Russell, runs to the left side. He's inside the 15, inside the 10, dragged down at the 8-yard line. Corey Russell now with 26 carries and 153 yards. And he looks as strong right now as he did on his first carry of the game, Zach.
Yeah, that's for sure. He hasn't skipped a beat all game, and he's just shown that he's got a lot of, as Coach Post said in one of the games, a kid that's got a lot of heart.
Left side, runs inside the 5, keeps his balance to the end zone for the score. It's 34-7 now. West Delaware with the lead. 17 seconds here into quarter number 4. 5:04 off the clock, a 93-yard drive taking 9 plays. First touchdown of the night for Coy Russell, and it's touchdown number 21 this season and touchdown number 58 on his career. Thole with the PAT, and it flutters short. 34-7 West Delaware, 11:43 to play. Let's take a break for Rockweiler Appliance and TV and Hovden Oil.
PAT is no good.
1st and 10, or 34-7 West Delaware. I saw the 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line on the scoreboard, and I decided to stop that kick. Forget about that kickoff. I don't know what the world I'm doing right now. LaGrange's kick comes down to the far side, bounces at the 15, and goes out of bounds. So Decorah will start at their own 35-yard line with 11:43 to play. Vikings, barring a miracle comeback, will head into the postseason with a 4-5 record. Again, we are thinking that it's probably Independence. There's a chance it could be Makokata, But I think talking to some people in Independence this week, they're planning on seeing Decorah next week. And I think it's going to be Vikings Mustangs Part 2. Next Wednesday night.
If it's anything like the last game, it should be,
It'll be fun.
Yep. We're definitely going to have to play a lot better, though.
Yes, defensively especially. Football will be on the right or far side hash mark. Spencer Bowman and Drake Bauer will be split to the left side. Tight end right, Sean Schindler. Split backs with Rohr and with Numedal. Vikes moving right to left, trailing 34-7. Pitch to Numedal left side, tries to cut it back. He runs across the 35 and up to the 40-yard line. He is covered up on the play after a gain of 5. Eric Baskian on the stop. Second down upcoming for Decorah. Brendan Numedal taking advantage of some extra time here.
I thought Rohr did a good job running the ball tonight, but I think that Numedal has a little bit better vision of the field as far as those cutback lanes.
Max Spiro into the game as a wide receiver for Decorah, dropping it, throws. Stephen throws over the middle, catch made by Schindler at the 45, dragged down on the near side hash mark by Sam Maloney at the West Delaware 41-yard line. Gain of 19, first down. Schindler, kid's becoming a player there, Big Z.
Yeah, he's special, and that's one kid. He hasn't played both sides of the ball all year, and I think he's played about every down because he's on, I think, kick return and kickoff and extra points. So he hasn't come off the field.
First and 10, 40-yard line. Twins right, Schindler tight end left. Football left or near side hash. Drop it to throw Steffen. Protection's nice. He'll throw the right side. Catch made by Bowman. Far side to the 30, to the 20, and knocked out of bounds. They'll knock him out in the vicinity of the 22-yard line. A gain of 18 and a first down on a ball that you could argue perhaps should have been intercepted.
I would agree with you, Darren, there. But, Spencer Bowman hasn't necessarily got in there at very many times this season, and when his name got called, he made a play.
Steffen now 12 of 17 passing for 144 yards. First and 10 from the 22-yard line. Twins to the left side. Split backs. Tight end right, Schindler. And football on the right or far side hash. Drop it to throw a Steffen. Now the protection breaks down, so he'll scramble forward to the 20. Stiff arms the man, 15. Angles left to the 10, to the numbers to the 5. And a submarine tackle prevents a score as Steffen brought down by Owen Ward at the 2-yard line. A scramble for 20 for Cole Steffen.
Good job there by Cole. There was no open receivers on the play, and he a couple times this season he's throwing it up there for grabs. This time he tucks it in and makes a nice run.
First and goal at the 2. Numedal and Rohr split behind Cole Steffen. Tight end left is Schindler. Football left hash. Twins to the right side. Steffen under his center. Ben Duggar takes the snap, gives to Numedal. Stood up initially, fights to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Brendan Numedal with rushing touchdown number 3 on the season. It's 34-13 with 10 minutes left. "65 yards, 5 plays." Taking a minute 46 off the clock. Parker Lane for the PAT. Hovden snaps it to Strand, who puts it through, and it's 34-14 with 10 minutes left. Let's hear from Vic's Heating and Plumbing and Hacker Nelson. Parker Lane will kick off from right to left to restart the ball game. 34-13 on Brendan Numedal's touchdown run. We still have 10 minutes remaining in this one as Lane's kick will come down to Wagner at the 10, straight ahead up the hash mark to the 15 to the 20, brought down across the 30 to the 31-yard line, and Paul Strand in on special teams. First down and 10 for West Delaware from that point. 34-13, Vikes showing a little life here in the fourth quarter. West Delaware moving an offense from left to right here in the fourth quarter of play. Keck, Lillefeld, Schindler, and Schaefer up front for the Decorah. Linebackers Mueller, Lillegraven, and Rohr right now. Secondary, Strand, Ralph, Johnson, and Mott. Right now it takes, gives to Russell, runs the right side across the 35, stood up and brought down near the 38-yard line. Schindler, the man that brought him down with some help from Mueller. Second down upcoming. A new player comes into the defensive line. That is Luke McCaslin for Decorah.
Keegan Lillefeld did a really nice job there on that last play to shuck that defender away and was in the backfield, but just couldn't make a play.
Second and 3 it'll be. Give to Russell. Runs the left side. Cuts it back across the 40 and brought down by Paul Strand amongst others to the 43-yard line. Russell gets 5 at a first down. 9:09 left in the game. And West Delaware leading by a 34-14 margin, trying to put the end to a excellent regular season for them. They will be the district champions for these 2 years of district football. Football on the right near hash mark. Give to Domeyer running the right side across the 50. Runs to his right and brought down. Brandon Domeyer, he plays for Wartburg, but he's a West Delaware grad. You know what? Coy Russell runs very similar to him. And you know what? Domeyer actually wears 24.
I know.
And I was doing the spotting board earlier today. Orange and black, same school, everything like that. And I knew I was going to do that tonight.
And I'm pretty sure that Domeyer wore 24 when he was in high school, too, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a gain of 7. Second and 3 from the 49. Give to Russell. Runs again. Tries the left side, cuts it back, runs up the hash mark and brought down near the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 11. I knew I was going to do that. Oh, well, I'm just glad it's the first mistake I've ever made.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm sure that Russell probably looked up to Domeyer and, you know, early on in his...
Pretty tough kid.
Yeah, you know, I would say they run the same.
Yep. And when you're not facing them, they're pretty fun to watch. Yeah. Give to Ward on a reverse to the left side, countering up the left numbers. He's inside the 35 and brought down at the 30-yard line. Paul Strand in on the stop. It's a gain of 8 yards. Paul Strand in on the stop that time. So
we've a couple times this drive we've been able to get in the backfield, but we just haven't taken the right angles to try, you know, to make that crucial play to, you know, for a tackle for a loss or, you know, or little to no gain.
Second and 4 from the 32-yard line. Double wing set, 2 tight ends. Right now it takes the snap, gives to Russell, runs the right side. He's inside the 30 and brought down to the 23-yard line. It is a gain of 7 and a first down as Corey Russell just still running hard as Dominic Mueller, the man that brought him down. So 34-13 West Delaware with 7:10 to play. Some new numbers up front now for Decorah. Christopher Sherman is into the game. Looks like Nicholas Folstad in at the defensive end. Tyler Flack is in at one of the tackles, and Tim Winter at the other defensive end right now. First and 10, 24-yard line. New back coming in for West Delaware. Running to his right is the first carry of the year for Jared Helly, and Helly knocked out of bounds in the vicinity of the 18-yard line. Tanner Wessels now in at quarterback. There is a couple of flags down on the play as well. Gary Christensen will say dead ball, personal foul against Decorah.
Personal foul near the sideline is marked off.
So obviously some extracurricular activity, and you never want to see that.
No, not at, you know, especially not at this point in the game. You know, just keep your head on straight, and you know, we always want to be known for, to be a respectable ball club, and you don't want to make silly mistakes like that.
Spencer Bowman and Garrett Bohr are in at the corners right now. Robert Smedrud in at safety. Wessels takes, gives off the right side to Jared Helly, and Helly gets knocked back from the 9-yard line. Marshall Johnson, Christopher Sherman in on the stop as Nicholas Folstead re-enters the lineup. Mueller right now in at a linebacker with Brendan Newmanall. A little bit different of a look as the Vikes have gone to their goal line set. 6:20 still left in this one. 34-14 West Delaware, 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Wessels takes the snap. He'll roll to his right side. He'll turn upfield near the 5, and he'll keep chugging forward inside the 5 down to near the 3-yard line. Among the defenders, Dominic Mueller. Austin Barth coming into the game for Decorah. Luke McCaslin also coming in up front, as well as both teams starting to sub out. But it does look like West Delaware still has pretty much their number 1 offensive line in there. The backs have changed. Wessel runs off the right side, hit near the goal line by Austin Bohr, and Bohr will drag him down right at the goal line. So it'll be a 4th down coming up for West Delaware.
It's nice to see that these guys that are coming in, they're going out there and playing with some tenacity, and they're going against an offensive line that is pretty darn good.
4th and goal at the 1-yard line. Shotgun set. Wessels with Helly to his right. Wessels keeps it off the right side, and he will get into the end zone for the score. It is 40-14 West Delaware with 5:13 to play. Wessels took over about 5 plays ago and did the rest after Ridenauer and Russell did the first part of that drive. Still 5:13 left here in the regular season. 40-14 West Delaware. Austin Toll on for the PAT. He is trying to make it 5 for 6 on the night. Snap, spot, kick, up and good. 41-14 West Delaware. Let's take a timeout for Wellington Place and for Decorah Physical Therapy and Rehab. 5:13 remaining in this one. 41-14 the score. West Delaware on top. McGreen will kick to John Will Jenkins and to Paul Strand. Down to the middle of the field. John Will makes the catch at the 14, straight ahead to the 20, runs to his left, across the 25 to the 30, and covered up by a plethora of West Delaware Hawks at the 32-yard line. So first down from that point for Decorah. 5:06 remaining. Again, we're pressing that 10 o'clock hour when about 9:59, for those of you listening on our terrestrial radio, you'll hear a little bit of static, but David and Jenny Grouse are ready to turn the transmitter back on immediately. So if you hear a little bit of static other than me and Zach and the static we provide usually, just bear with us. We'll be right back on. The streaming listeners will not be affected by that. First down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Give it to Rohr, runs left side, across the 40 to the 45. He's to the 50, near sideline to the 40. Gets by a guy at the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Jacob Rohr with his first rushing touchdown of his career. It is 41-20 with 4:54 to play.
Very nice run there by Rohr, and showed good speed there going down the sideline too to break away from a couple of those West Delaware cornerbacks, and very nice run.
4:54 remaining. Case with Jacob Rohr, no one's ever questioned his speed or his athleticism, and just got to put everything together. And once he does, he can be a pretty effective football player for Decorah.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that I think that
snap, spot, kick for Parker Lane's PAT is up, and it is good. 41-21 with 4:54 left, Zach.
The biggest thing that I think that he needs to work on is just his vision going through the hole. I think sometimes when a play gets called, he's so, not tunnel vision, but so focused on that exact hole where that, play is supposed to go. He doesn't, if he cuts back, or bounces out one way or the other, there's an opening there, and that's something that he's going to have to work on.
4:54 remaining in this one. Decorah trailing by a count of 41-21. Jacob Brewer with the touchdown, and the other touchdowns, a Stefan to Schindler connection for 24 and a Brendan Numedal 2-yard touchdown run in this one. Rohr had a touchdown catch against Independence, but that was his first touchdown run of his career. As Parker Lane will kick off from left to right. Well, have we reached weirder things have happened stage?
Yeah. I think you're going to probably see him kick it deep, but I could be wrong.
Well, I think you're still down 3 scores, but 4:54 left. I'd highly doubt this team would onside kick there, and they won't. Winger makes the catch at the 10 to the 15. He's to the 20, 25, dragged down to the 36-yard line. 4:54 left. A lot of new numbers coming in for Decorah.
New numbers for Decorah: 24, Garrett Bohr; 66, Luke McCaslin.
So, again, let's check the numbers up front. Sherman is in as a tackle. Tyler Flack is in as a tackle. Luke McCaslin is in at a defensive end right now. Parker Grinner is in at a defensive end as well. Vikes only had 10 on the field. Adam Hovden comes in and plays linebacker. Wessel gives to Yelly, runs off the right side, brought down near the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 4 yards. Robert Smedrud coming in, as well as Nick Fulstead. New player in, Matthew Fullhart, as well for Decorah. He's in the secondary. Linebackers right now are Derek Hendrickson, Dominic Mueller, and Brendan Numedal. The corners right now, Austin Barth and Garrett Bohr, and I believe the deep safety is Robert Smedrud right now. 2nd and 6 from the 40. Here's the give off the left side to Hilly. He'll run across the 40 up the left hash mark and gets brought down near the 44-yard line. Cade Clemish coming in on the defensive line now for Decorah. Blake Schmelzer coming in on that defensive line, and Luke McCaslin back in for Decorah as well. 3:53 left, 41-21 West Delaware. Here is the give to Hilly, bouncing right to the outside, gets by a defender at the 40, runs to the near side of the 50 and wrestled out of bounds. It was Robert Smedrud who dragged him to the sideline after a gain of 8 to the Decorah 47. It'll be a first down. 3:40 left, 41-21 West Delaware.
You know, we had an opportunity to try and tackle him in the backfield, but once again, it's our angles, our pursuit to the football. It hasn't been very good the last couple of weeks, and we need to go back and work on the little things.
1st and 10, 47-yard line. Here's Wessels on a keeper running to the left side. He turns that corner at the 40 to the 30, 25, 20, up the far sideline to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone for the touchdown. Tanner Wessels with his 2nd rushing touchdown. It's 47-21. West Delaware with 3:29 to play. And yes, you got to credit the talent that West Delaware has, but also you got to credit the scheme, because there's a big play with your backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's for sure, Darren. And I know Coach Postal alluded to it too. That they run so many different plays and different formations. It's hard for a defense to scheme for that in practice, because it's hard to prepare for.
Toll with the PAT up and good. 48-21, 3:29 remaining in this one. Again, we're approaching that 10 o'clock hour, and we're past the 10 o'clock hour, but we're still on. Thanks to David and Jenny Kraus for getting us back up as of right now. Decorah trailing in this one, 48-21, and 5 days from now we'll do it all over again. .329 left. McGrain will kick off from left to right to restart the ball game. I don't know if I can legally respond on the air to that last text message, but from who it was from, I wasn't surprised, and I wasn't surprised about the subject. As it rolls through, and it's picked up by Strand at the 15. He runs to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, breaks the tackle. At that point, runs to the left near numbers. He's at the 35 and gets knocked back from there at that point. 3:18 remaining, 48-21 West Delaware in this one. 5 days from now, Decorah will either be at Independence or at Maquoketa. We'll find that out at 2 in the morning, and you can hear those on your morning sportscast tomorrow morning on FM 100.5, and I will also post that on the podcast page on our website as well.
And Twitter.
You bet. And Facebook as well. I broke down and joined that world too. Paul Strand is in at quarterback now for Decorah. Pitch goes to Derek Hendrickson, gets a nice kick-out block from Dominic Mueller as he runs up the left near numbers from the 35 to the 40. Andy Lilligraven in on the offensive line, as well as Andrew Benelli, as well as Isaiah Mitchell is in on that offensive line right now. The center of your offensive line is Parker Grinna. Your tight end right now, I believe, is Blake Schmelzer. No, he's the wingback, actually. 2:47 left.
Garrett Bohr and tight end.
Garrett Bohr's in at tight end right now, and I'm missing one of the offensive linemen. I'll get to it here in a second. Split backs with Mueller and with Hendrickson. Strand takes the snap, gives to Mueller. He bobbled the handoff a little bit, and he gets knocked back from the 40-yard line. The other offensive lineman, I believe, at that quick tackle position right now is Brody Malone. So third down, upcoming.
Brady and Tom.
Third down and 5 from the 40-yard line. Two receivers right, split backs in the backfield. Strand takes the snap. He'll run to the left side. He turns upfield at the 37 and gets covered up at the 40-yard line. And it's going to be a fourth down at that point.
Monahan and Barron double team stop.
4th and 5 from the 40-yard line. 90 seconds left in this one. It's been really all West Delaware. 48-21. I formation in the backfield. Tight end to the left side. Austin Barth is in at quarterback. He drops the snap, and he covers it up at the 38-yard line, and that's going to be that for the Decorah offensive position.
You know, West Delaware, they came into this game and proved to us why they're one of the top teams in the state, and you know their running back and quarterback are two deadly weapons back there, and props to them for coming out and playing a very well played ball game.
1st and 10. From the 39-yard line, Wessel and Company, 48-21 West Delaware. We'll have a very brief post-game show. We'll start to wrap up the home schedule right here. It's 40 as West Delaware just going to go down to a knee. No point in taking a timeout if you're Decorah right now. 48-21. It was all West Delaware tonight, Zach. And yeah, you're disappointed on the last couple of weeks. Last week you laid an egg. You were a bit more competitive this week, but once you got down, it was tough getting your Daubers back up tonight. And bottom line, 5 days from now, you get to play football again. And if you're a senior, could potentially be one of the last times you put that uniform on.
Yep.
And it's something different in football, and you can speak to this better than I can, as West Delaware will go down to one knee once again here. I mean, you'll play pickup basketball, you'll play softball when you're done with baseball, and you'll probably run and jog the rest of your life. But when you take off those football pads for the last time, there's something different about that.
There is, and it's it's still to this point, this day, it's unexplainable that as far as how it does feel, to take those pads off, going out on Friday night with a lot of your good friends, it's a hard thing to do.
And the clock has expired. 48-21, West Delaware wins this one, and they are 9-0 on the season. And Doug Winkowitz doing a very nice thing and shaking all the hands of this officiating crew that's the best in the state. And they have just done their final regular season game together, and Coach Post giving that crew greetings as well. And 48-21, West Delaware just flat out got it done tonight. Decorah more competitive. They showed up better than they last week, but it was going to take a show up in a gargantuan effort later on tonight.
Hopefully next Wednesday night we're a bit more healthy coming into the game, and that I think if we're healthy, we're and we're on top of our game. We got to be on top of our game mentally and physically. So hopefully we can come out next week and just go out and compete.
Well, and you got another chance. That's the bottom line.
Yep.
Just the way football works. You were 5-4 a year ago, didn't make the playoffs, and this year you're 4-5 and did make the playoffs. Final thoughts, Zach?
I think overall we just gotta, I think really come back together as a team, and this is a that you've been fortunate enough to basically get 2 seasons out of this year, and now it starts the second half of the season and the playoffs, and you get another chance at making something happen, and it all starts with coming tomorrow morning and getting after it and preparing as best as you can for whoever we play, whether it's Independence or Maquoketa. And as we said, we're probably looking forward to looking towards playing Independence rather than Maquoketa. So that's all I got, and hopefully we have a better result on Wednesday night.
All right, hopefully that won't be the last game of the season, but you never know. Good regular season by you, Zach, and we look forward to working with you next week, and I'll give Mr. Nelson, your boss, a pass so he can get out of work maybe a little early next week.
Okay, that sounds good.
Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, I want to thank Jenny and David Gross getting us back on the air shortly after 10 o'clock. We also want to thank our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. We're out there help. This coverage would not be possible. As always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, the outcome, West Delaware wins it by a 48-21 margin. We'll be with you next Wednesday night, 6:30 pregame and a 7 o'clock kickoff. So for Zach Kern, I'm Bjorn Swinson saying so long. West Delaware wins it 48-21. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again on Wednesday night.